My name is Brother Lucas, and this video makes no sense.
This video is brought to you by the Spider Combat Arena. Support the Kickstarter today.
Oh my goodness. So one of you guys put this video in the Discord under the video suggestions section, and I came across it, and Lord, oh Lord, I don't know where to begin, because one thing I can't stand is someone who has a forked tongue. Right, where they speak out of both sides of their mouth. They say one thing and then they say something that completely contradicts and refutes what they just said. And that brings me to this video. In this video, no disrespect to the dude in this, in this video, don't take any disrespect, but he's, apparently, pro-black, about black power, black unity, all this. And he puts out this video on reparations. Now, in the time, especially as now, where there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of interest in the argument, in the discussion at least, of reparations. What you don't do is put out anything that tries to refute, debunk, or counter what Black Americans are fighting for. Because what that makes you come off as an agent. It makes you come off as anti-black. That's tantamount to people talking about, hey, we need to fight for civil rights, we need to fight for civil rights, or we need to fight for voting, we need to fight for voting, and you come out and put out a video, hey, I think we should be allowed to vote, I think voting's important, but here are 3 reasons why we should leave that argument alone. And it's like, what? And I think that's what this individual tries to do, because he puts out a video talking about Black people are owed reparations, that is a debt that's owed to us, but here are 3 reasons why we should leave that argument alone.
Black people are owed reparations in this country, but here are 3 reasons why we need to leave that argument alone. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness.
Right off the bat, right there, like, bruh, you saying 2 different things. Why on earth would I leave without being paid? That doesn't make any sense. Do you leave your job without being paid? Are you just working as charity? No. So this whole concept of, well, we need to leave these arguments alone. No, we don't. And he brings up these 3 reasons. Well, the first one is that, respect isn't earned. You can't ask for respect. You can't demand respect if you're asking someone for money or something like that. Like freedom has to be taken, right? That's one of the concept, his first thing.
Reason number 1 is because you cannot demand respect from anyone that you are asking to give you money. Now, again, I'm not saying that money isn't owed to us. I'm not saying it wasn't stolen from us. All I'm saying is if you're going to demand respect, you're going to have to take that money. And
here's the thing. I don't care about your respect. Do you think I care about any saltine, any racist respect? No, pimpin'. No one cares about that. Reparations has nothing to do with respect. It has nothing to do with it. The owner of the company doesn't have to respect you, but guess what he does have to do for your work is pay you. That's correct. You ain't got to respect me, like what I live, like that I play PlayStation 5. Okay, you don't have to like anything, but you do have to pay me because I just did a job and now I'm owed. Okay, there's a debt to be paid. I don't care what you think about me, whether you like me, love me, hate me, disgusted by me. That's irrelevant to the debt of reparations. That's irrelevant. And so this whole concept of respect, I don't care. We're not trying to gain their respect. That's not what we're trying to do. Nobody's trying to garner respect out of reparations. That's not the goal. Never has been, never will be. The second point that he brings up, which is completely asinine, is that racism will always exist.
Number 2 is no amount of money, land, or tax exemption is going to fix the damage done by the greatest inhumane acts ever done in mankind's history. At this point, I'm convinced they're ready to give y'all money just to shut up about it. Just like they gave us Obama. Y'all think 40 acres and a mule is going to make racism go away?
And it's like, what? What? Like, what? What? I kid you not. It's almost adjacent to the nonsense that fool here in Cali did, Gavin Newsom, when it came to reparations. And they had the study and they got the, hey, it's passed, this is how much money. And then he said, well, no amount of money, could actually repay, the injustices that was done to these group of people. That's a hustle, okay? They say that crap so they don't have to act. They say that so they don't have to give you anything. Well, what number could you really put on such a crime? I know, okay? You give me the checkbook, don't worry, Pimpin', I'll put the number on it, all right? And best believe it will be fair and there will be no complaints. Because we've already had this discussion. We already have Darity, who's already done multiple studies on the cost of whether, inflation, because they always bring out these excuses. We've already had as far as studies on this. But yet they constantly want to say, how could you put a number on this? What about inflation? What about this? What about that? And when you give them answers, at the end of the day, it boils down to, I'm racist and I don't like black people. If you just lead with that, then you would spare so many people from these just frivolous conversations. They're just meaningless. They're pointless. Because no matter what solution we give you, your answer is going to be, nuh-uh. You're always going to have something else to ask. And when it comes to racism, to reference Dr. Claude Anderson, racism, actually, this would stop racism. Because first off, you have to understand that racism is a system. It is a group effort. When it comes to racism, the whole point is that there is a group who has wealth and power that is using that wealth and power to the detriment, to the marginalization, to the harm of another group. That's what racism is. That's what it is in a nutshell. None of this, I don't like you because of the color of your skin, that's bullcrap. That's what white liberals and white conservatives have tried to come up together in order to minimize the system that's in play right here. Okay, that's what it is. Because the white liberal loves it because they can include everyone else, the alphabet, the illegals, they love it. So they love that definition. So it's all encompassing of everyone else. And then the white conservative lovers, because they can say, well, look, it's so ambiguous. It's such a nebulous term. That's how we have white racism. It's, reverse racism. So it suits both of their wicked behaviors, both of their wicked, evil, anti-black agendas. That's why we have this false definition running around. Because what do I care if you don't like the color of my skin? Pimpin', what do I care? Okay, cool, bet. The difference is when that color of your skin now prohibits me from getting a job, prohibits me from voting, prohibits me from certain communities, prohibits me from as far as having a house, prohibits me from livelihood, prohibits me from where I can go and where I can't go, prohibits me from my daily activities. That's the difference. And that, it's not by an individual. That is a group effort. That's what people fail to understand. It's a system and it has to be upheld by group effort. Not one person, there has to be a group, okay? Because they weren't having people swinging from branches off of one person and everyone else disagree with it. No, it was a group effort. Everyone there had to agree with what was taking place. And then you have the people who try to claim plausible deniability. Well, I didn't know what was happening. Well, I had nothing to do with it. Yes, you did. So you had inaction. That inaction is nothing more than action. That is a form of action. You doing nothing, it takes energy for you to do nothing. And you did nothing while you saw those group of people doing something that you knew was morally wrong, morally unjustified, and you allowed it to happen. So everyone is at fault. And when it comes to racism, absolutely, because at that point in time, once you now have as far as established wealth and power for yourself as a group, well, then you don't have to worry about people saying crazy stuff. You don't have to worry about someone saying ignorant stuff online, because just as the ADL does, you'll be taken off. You'll be censored just like that. Boom, done, bye-bye. And you see as far as what wealth and power does, the impact it has. You can say a whole bunch of anti-Semitic stuff, but what you can't do it is on public TV. You can't do it in the business area. You can't do it on college campuses. So that, yeah, you can do it if you like to in the company of your own home or whatnot. But that circle gets really, 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 really small. All right, really, really small, because it will impact your livelihood, your mental health. Okay, it will impact your relation with your kids if you have some. Even if you have an ability to have kids, there is that net. That's a wide net. So if you want to engage in that type of anti-Semitic behavior, there are repercussions. All I'm saying, and all Dr. Claude Anderson says, those same repercussions, we need to have that same power. So absolutely, when it comes to reparations and eliminating that wealth gap, and no manner of lifting yourself up by the bootstraps and all of this, don't allow them to promote that false narrative. If reparations would not have had a significant impact on this country for Black Americans, for the betterment of Black Americans, which would then in turn be for the betterment of this country, right, for America, if that was the case, best believe if it was to do nothing, if reparations were to do nothing, they would have already done it. Just like the white liberals already given us as far as the BLM flags, they'd be more than happy to give us anti-lynching this and all this other stuff. More than happy. And the white Republican would have been like, okay, absolutely, sure, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. They know damn well would have a significant impact on the country, a significant impact for the betterment of Black Americans. And that is something that this country has never wanted. Never wanted. And if you look at the history of this country, they've already done a whole bunch of reports. They've already done as far as they know what's going on in our communities. They know what's going on. They are choosing benign neglect. That's what they are choosing. And lastly, we end with Unite Africa. And
number 3 is the greatest weakness of Africans that caused us to be so susceptible to colonization and slavery in the first place is the fact that we don't unite.
I'm sorry, Pimpin', but what the heck does Unite Africa have to do with reparations, fam? I don't understand, because what it sounds like, well, leave that alone and just unite with Africa and build yourself up, lift yourself up by the bootstraps and, the Africans. He talks about, hey, the African dollar, if we had the African dollar, listen.
Africa is the most resource-rich continent on the planet by far. If an African revolution forced colonizers out and gave Africans sovereignty over their own land and resources, they would be able to create their own economy. An African dollar backed by African resources would be the most stable, high-priced dollar on earth.
Talk to a bunch of Africans, okay, online and in person. And I don't know if you've ever been to Africa, but it seems that Africa is in disarray, unfortunately. It seems that would have been a good idea, which is exactly what Dr. Claude Anderson talks about in his book, but he put out that book in like 1990 something, all right? By 2024, a lot of the minerals, a lot of the resources in Africa apparently have been taken over by non-African people. Because guess what? We weren't the only ones with that idea. And apparently these other individuals, China and everyone else, has come in and is just pillaging the land for their benefit in exchange for false promises, okay? Africa is ridden with corruption, and they are selling their people out, unfortunately. This whole fairy tale of, unite, that's great and dandy, but that's not a reality. That's not even plausible at this moment in time, unfortunately. So, one thing I don't like is, like, as I said earlier in the video, is these people who talk out of both sides of their mouth. It's like someone saying, hey, I think you are absolutely beautiful, right? Going up to a girl saying, I think you're absolutely beautiful. But however, I want to give you 3 reasons why you should have worn that dress tonight. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, his heart was in the right place. I think he makes some solid, valid points. I just, we gotta work on it together. Or if you can't believe, no, I don't think there is not one valid point at all. Had nothing to do with respect. Don't care about you if you respect me or not. Pay me. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Has nothing to do with as far as ending racism, okay? Because it will. Because that's the reason why racism exists, okay? That's what you have to understand, all right? There's a discrepancy in wealth and power. And if the people in that wealth and power have ill will towards you, congratulations, welcome to racism. That's one of the reasons why we say as far as Black people can't be racist. We're not in a position of wealth and power in this country to negatively impact any other group. And you can ask any other group. Ask a white person, hey, how have you as a collective negatively been impacted by Black racism? And they, nothing. They'll have nothing to say. So, yes, absolutely, meaningless. And then the third one, when it comes to you Black Africa unite, you tell that to Africa, okay? Tell that to Africa. They unite, stop the tribalism, and then maybe they'll send over an olive branch over here. But, stop with these fairy tale dreams that unfortunately would have been good had they been implemented earlier on. In 2024, it's a different day. I don't know what to tell you, unfortunately. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during Disagreement Day, which is typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, Please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Is he on the right track or is he completely just lost? Feel free to share and subscribe and that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Well, I didn't know what was happening. Well, I had nothing to do with it.